हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मेडिटेशन एंड स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ बुक में आज 18 चैप्टर है। और स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस की सेकंड जो पार्ट है वो है टेक्निक्स। द पाथ ऑफ योगा वेदांता सिंथेसिस। Before I begin, I would like to refer to some passages from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna relevant to our theme. Master, you were talking of worshipping the clay image. Even if the image is of clay, there is need for that sort of worship. God Himself has provided different forms of worship. He who is the Lord of the universe has arranged all these forms to suit different men in different stages of knowledge. M. Humbly. How, sir, may we fix our minds on God? Master. Repeat God's name and sing His glory, and keep holy company, and now and then visit God's devotees and holy men. The mind cannot dwell on God if it is immersed day and night in worldliness. In worldly duties and responsibilities, it is most necessary to go into solitude now and then and think of God. To fix the mind on gods is very difficult in the beginning unless one practices meditation in solitude. When a tree is young, it should be fenced all around, otherwise, it may be destroyed by cattle. To meditate, you should withdraw within yourself or retire to a scheduled corner or to the forest. And you should always discriminate between the real and the unreal. God alone is real, the eternal substance. All else is unreal, that is impermanent. By discriminating, thus, one should shake off impermanent objects from the mind. I am humbly. How ought we to live in the world? Master, do all your duties, but keep your mind on God. Live with all, with wife and children, father and mother, and serve them. Treat them as if they were very dear to you. But know in your heart of hearts that they are do not belong to you. M. Is it possible to see God? Master, yes, certainly. Living in solitude now and then, repeating God's name and singing His glories and discriminating between the real and the unreal, these are the means to employ to see Him. In the above passage, Sri Ramakrishna has given the essentials of the path of synthesis of yoga and Vedanta, of devotion and knowledge, and of work and worship. This is the path best suited to the modern age. Worship, prayers, meditation, discrimination, services all have a place in this path. The path of self analysis, called Jnana Yoga, can be practiced successfully only by a select few. For all the rest, the synthetic method is the easiest. It is the integral path that we learn at the feet of the great direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And now, next topic is need for preliminary discipline. The great ones first of all taught us the prime importance of moral life, which should go hand in hand with spiritual discipline. As in our worldly affairs, so also in the world of the spirit, there must be systematic practice. We must be able to prepare ourselves so that we may, in the proper mood, follow the spiritual path. Sri Ramakrishna had a great disciple, Saint Durga Charan Nag. Nag Mahashya, as he used to be called. His father was very much attached to him, but the old man used to do a lot of japa. Once, when he was told, "Your father is a great devotee," Nag Mahashya replied, "What can he achieve? He is much attached to me." An anchored boat does not move. There is a story behind the saying. One moonlit night, some drunken men took it into their heads to go on a boat ride. They went to the ghat, hired a boat, set the oars, and started rowing. They rowed and rowed the whole night. Early in the morning, when the effect of drink had gone, they found to their surprise they had not moved an inch. What is the matter? What is the matter? They asked one another. They had forgotten to raise the anchor. I had constant complaints from people. We are doing our spiritual practice, but we do not make any progress. The reply is here. At the time of your spiritual practice, are you able, at least to some extent, to free your mind from worldly matters and give your purified mind to God? This is the point. We need training in all paths. Some of you might have read Swami Vivekananda's book Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Raja Yoga. Whatever path one may follow, one needs discipline, proper training of the mind, and creation of the proper mood. If the mind is trained and the mood is created, one can carry on one's spiritual practice with great success. Our trouble is in worldly matter. We may be methodical, but in spiritual affairs, we are sloppy and impulsive like children. I have seen grown up people and big officials often talking like children. First of all, a mature inner personality is to be built up. Many of us are persons but have no person's personality. We are individuals but have no individuality. Through moral practice, through the discharging of duties, through regular worship, a spiritualized personality is to be built up. It is only then our spiritual practice become fruitful. Our japas and meditation will then prove to be a source of great blessing. I repeat, in all the paths, in all the yogas, a strict discipline is necessary. If I follow karma yoga, my mind must be completely calm. I must try to be detached from the things of the world and forms the fruits of karma. If I follow bhakti yoga, I must have the attitude to total self surrender to the divine. Further, there must be greater yearning of God, a spiritual hunger that cannot be appeased by anything of the world. Through prayers, through japa, through meditation, and ultimately through divine contact, the spiritual seeker appeases this spiritual hunger and finds a supreme peace and bliss in the divine realization. Many want to follow jnana yoga, but the mind is to be trained so that it can follow the path of extreme self analysis. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the ego or the senses. I am the spirit. For this is the teacher of Jnana Yoga insists on certain preliminary qualifications. The aspirant must have perfect dissipation of enjoyment in this and future lives, and must have the capacity to discriminate between the permanent and the impermanent. Further, he must have great self control, shraddha, faith in the Supreme Spirit, forbearance, and must be able to practice concentration. Finally, he must have intense longing for liberation. Many people say, "Oh, I am not able to practice concentration," knowing the persons that their minds are not pure enough. I say to them, it is good that you don't have concentration. If an impure mind gets concentrated, it becomes like a bombshell. Are not we concentrated when we are angry? When we are full of hatred and jealousy, that concentration is no good, not good. It is actually dangerous. So, an amount of preliminary spiritual discipline is necessary. The path of yoga, according to Patanjali, consists of 8 steps or disciplines. You have to practice these disciplines systematically. One cannot get established in spiritual life all of a sudden. Next point is have yearning for God. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Master again and again says, you must have spiritual yearning. Spiritual yearning is like hunger. When people ask me, why should I meditate? I say in return, why should you? Don't do it. If you had the yearning in you, you would not have asked that foolish question. When you come to have that true spiritual hunger, you cannot but think of God, you cannot but pray to Him, you cannot but take His name and think of His glory. This hunger is to be awakened, this hunger is to be maintained. That becomes possible if you do your spiritual practice regularly. You feed the body with material food, you feed the mind through study with ideas, but you actually starve the soul in the midst of plenty. Do you not feel starved? The soul yearns for the infinite spirit. It yearns to realize the infinite presence, divine love, and bliss. And we do not satisfy this yearning, but when we attempt to do that, a new life starts for us. The Master has also said that holy company is necessary. The company of those who are following the spiritual path, who help in strengthening us in the spiritual path, who reflect something of the divine glory and teach us by their own personal example. Above all, in their company, we develop yearning for God. Here you come across a big problem. It is the impure mind that runs after the things of the world. The pure mind naturally reflects the glory of God, moves towards Him, meditates on Him, tries to feel His divine presence, love and bliss. How to purify the mind? First of all, you must avoid evil thoughts, evil feelings, evil actions as much as you can. Entertain good thoughts, good feelings, perform good actions. That is the first step. We should always be in mind that we are soul and Atma. This Atma has put on a human personality with a view of playing a part in the cosmic drama of life. Whatever be the part that is assigned to us, that part has to be played well. That means we have to perform the duties of life and work in a spirit of detachment as a form of service to God. But mere moral practice and fulfillment of duty are not enough to purify the mind. We have to meditate on Him, pray to Him, who is the infinite source of purity, knowledge, devotion, compassion, love, and bliss. Next topic is the graded path. We must follow the right path. Suppose I get lost in the wilderness. If I follow the wrong path, what happens? I enter the wilderness more and more. If I follow the right path, I come out of it. I am reminded of a story. A motorist was driving at breakneck speed. He wanted to reach a certain place. He asked a schoolboy who had studied a little geography, my son, if I go this way, shall I be able to reach this place? Yes, sir, said the boy. You will reach it. How far is it this way? Asked the motorist. Sir, you will have to go to 25,000 miles, replied the boy. If I go the other way, then only 2 miles was the answer. Do you follow the idea? By the first path, you have to go round the world to reach the place. If you go the other way, just 2 miles. So, also in spiritual life, through the cultivation of proper mood, proper attitude, and by following proper directions, you reach the goal soon, progress quickly. A tremendous change take place within you. But don't try to quicken your steps too much. Go slow but with determination along the right path. Gradually, you will reach the highest truth. In our spiritual practice, we must proceed step by step. First comes Pratima Puja, worshipping the Lord with the help of a form, a symbol, a picture, or an idol. Next, the repetition of the Lord name, thinking of Him, singing His glory. Later on, the mind gets a little absorbed. You feel the divine presence. That is dhyana. And dhyana in due course leads to the highest superconscious realization. In a parable of Sri Ramakrishna, a poor woodcutter is instructed to go forward step by step from the sandalwood forest to the silver mine. From there to go the gold mine and finally to the diamond mine. Similarly, if we sincerely follow the spiritual path and begin from the beginning, we will reach the truth. But if we begin from the end, we will reach nowhere. Some people want to practice Advaita, sadhana, spiritual discipline. I tell them, I know nothing about Advaita, sadhana, go to some other teacher. But if you want to begin from the beginning, I can tell you something of it. First of all, begin with the form aspect of the divine. I have the Hatma Buddhi body consciousness. I feel I am an embodied being. I am a person amongst persons. How can I think of the infinite spirit? I can't. So let me begin with that body consciousness and try to see that lies ahead. Hanumana was asked by Sri Rama, how do you think of me? Said, O Lord, while I identify myself with my body, I am the servant. When I consider myself an individual soul, I am thy part. And when I look upon myself as thy spirit, I am the one with thee. This is my firm conviction. So let us begin from the beginning. That is all for today. Tomorrow we will learn why a guru is important in our life. Until then, Namaskar.